Hello, McFluffy52 here, back with some more Phyrexia All Will Be One action, and today we're playing a sweet Mondrak Glory Dominus deck, where it says it will double up the number of tokens that you create, basically, and we're going to be playing it with Herd Migration, which is a domain card which says, well, create 3/3 green beast creature token for each basic land type among lands you control. So we're going for all the triomes, we're going for all the land types, so that we can create a total of 10 beasts out of nowhere with Glory Dominus here, Mondrak. We also have a sweet combo with White Sun's Twilight. It works really well with Mondrak because Mondrak says create twice the number of tokens. Well, if you pay 5 into this, it says, well, you gain 5 life, you create 10 1/1 Phyrexian Mites that have Toxic 1 but can't block, but it also sweeps the board of all other creatures, so you basically end up with lethal on board. The opponent has no creatures unless they have something indestructible, and yeah, you can just swing in that way. We have some other cards to enable this. We have Leyline Binding for removal. It's generally going to be 1 mana, so that's why I put it over here because of our many basic land types. We got Abrade for more removal. We have Brotherhood's End for a sweeper. We got some ramp with Azusa's Many Journeys and Weatherseed Treaty. Weatherseed Treaty also lets us search out different basic lands so that we can actually complete Domain, which is we need all the different basic land types. Also has some other things here, creates a token, which I guess gets double up with Mondrak and pumps. And then we also have Fable the Mirrorbreaker, really good with Mondrak as well, because if we have Mondrak out, we create 2 goblins, and then when they attack in, they each create 2 treasure tokens, so it can get out of hand pretty fast. Also just the best card in Standard, right? So let's go ahead and see if we can get in and climb some of the ranked ladder with this deck. There will be a full deck at the end of the video, or we'll review the deck list, so stick around if you're interested in that. Also, feel free to subscribe and leave a like on the video if you're interested in more Phyrexia All Will Be One content, because I have a bunch more decks brewed up that I'm going to be recording videos on, trying to get them done here. Alright, let's see. I don't know if we really want to keep this because we don't have any green. This is much better. We can put back a Mondrak. We don't need double Mondrak. We also have a sweeper here, which is kind of nice, but we don't have the mana to cast it quite yet. We're using Brotherhood's End here instead of, what's it called? The White Sweeper to populate. Well, to populate is the most common White Sweeper. There's also by invitation, technically, and there's also what is the one where it's like number of creatures matters? I'm struggling to remember. We have 2 white sources, so we don't have to worry about that. We just need another red source. Opponent's not very fun. Demir control. Alright, well we have 2 Mondraks, so we can just whip this one out, watch them kill it, and then play again. Or they counterspell. They don't do anything. What was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought. I forget what I was talking about. Alright, Mondrak with Mirrorbreaker is pretty cool. So, opponent here looking for a counterspell, probably. Did they find it? No, they didn't. Okay, so they're just going for the kill here. Alright, so we can probably just race. Because it doesn't look like they're... Okay, they're probably playing Drag Under, which would kill out these shamans, which is pretty sad. We can make Glory Dominus indestructible if they go for it. Preferably, we would be able to have it survive until next turn. And we also have a backup. I don't know if we want to go into protecting it quite yet. Opponent really popping off with these new proliferate, or these new, yeah, that's gonna die. Indestructibility does not save it from being -4/-4. Opponent really, really doing lots of damage with these poison counters. It's kind of spooky. You do not need these removal spells because, well, I don't think they're going to be playing any creatures. Do you guys think they're going to be playing creatures? Let me know in the comments below. I already got us down to half health, like in theory, right? It's crazy. That is crazy. Kind of miserable. damage. We play this. We get more goblins. Our opponent here, we now have like some threat on board. But they probably have a drag under. Field of Ruin, that is kind of annoying, but it's fine. We have basics, so it's not the end of the world. Not a ton, but we have basics. We do have basics. Leyline Binding, that is nice. I'll probably, we can actually use this Abrade. I think we just hold off here in terms of discarding anything, because these cards do answer everything pretty cleanly. We could get rid of the Leyline Binding, maybe. It's not like they're going to defend their Venser. That is a nice card to have with this all. I think in that case, we go ahead and Abrade, and then swing in. We have enough mana. That is corrupted, so they do just get that. I forgot that part. Oh. Go ahead, swing in here. Create a ton of treasure tokens. Yep, just a bit. Opponent's gotta look at pretty lethaling us here. Next turn. They could lethal us. That is true. It's actually incredibly possible that our opponent kills us this next turn. The question is it worth to go through our combo here? So we just need a total of 7 mana with this. It would be nice to be able to pay 8, and then that leaves us with enough mana here. So we'll go ahead and pay this. Go ahead. Boom. Make it indestructible. Tap. Get rid of these boys. Get rid of their Venser. Our opponent's tapped out, so they can't do anything about this. Pay 7 into this, I think. Oh wait, 6, my bad. And then we create 12. This might be like overkill or the wrong play, but it's a cool thing to show off. Now we have 12 1/1 mites that they have to get rid of. And it's not enough. Awesome. You can see we happened to get real lucky there, drawing into Mondrak after Mondrak after Mondrak, right? Mondrak, Mondrak, Mondrak. Yeah, we were only 15 cards into our deck. So that's kind of crazy. And then we hit double Fable. It's also very nice. But yeah, Mondrak with Fable. Ramped the crap out of that game. My goodness. And then we had an easy White Sun's Twilight. Our opponent, though, I'm surprised they folded out that game like that. They had a chance. Like, unless they just had only like 2 draw spells. And then like no other. If they didn't think they were gonna have enough mana to really get there, but like they just have to proliferate 4 times. Which I guess, yeah, they need like 8 mana if they're gonna each proliferate spell is like 2 mana. It is what it is. We'll go ahead and keep this hand because we have a Abrade mana. Mondrak makes its appearance. Very nice. Let's see. What is our opponent up to? Abrade, one of the I've probably mentioned this a lot in the past couple of videos, but I was looking at those like most commonly played cards in Standard, and Abrade is up there. It is in the top 50. It's also I think in like the top. Well, I can check here in a second. Go ahead, pass. Yeah, we won't herd migration here. Okay, maybe we should have herd migration. Yeah, Abrade, the 3rd most common card in Standard. Okay, well, if we're gonna have to discard something, maybe discard this herd migration and just get out a white source. Greed. Yeah, we can go greed. Doesn't matter too much because we have this Weatherseed Treaty to get the other double land type that we need. Yeah, that is the problem with this deck. We are playing a fair amount of double pips here. We got double white and double red, and then we got a fair amount of green pips. Opponent playing Scheming Aspirant. Basically, if they proliferate, it's the same thing as like a Blood Argus almost. It's almost worse, honestly. Um, they have counterspell mana, so we do Cry. Do we just Abrade here? Do we Abrade or we go for the Fable? I think we Abrade. I'm gonna play this a little slow. Opponent has no counterspells? What? No instance? They had two Rafine's towers, so they had double blue. Or like at least one blue, so they have no negates. No make disappears. Or they had no negates or make disappears. Opponent, tick down, please. No. Alright, fair enough. Fair enough. We'll go ahead. If we play Mondrak here, they can get rid of it. So maybe we go ahead and play Brotherhood's End, and then play another Brotherhood's End. Because they're just going to remove whatever we play with Vraska. This is a little silly, but it gets the job done. Nice thing about this, it hits each creature and each planeswalker. So, not bad in this scenario. Not ideal, but not bad. Liliana, make us discard something.
A fight? And you think you can win?
Proliferates their Liliana. That is spooky. That is terrifying, actually. Liliana is very, very, very annoying. Her ultimate is incredibly annoying. That is one thing that I've been thinking about, is like, making like a Liliana ultimate deck. I've played enough games of Historic. I have like this Nissa deck where I try and like play Nissa, proliferate, and then get like the Nissa ultimate. This is the Nissa that adds green mana and everything, and then you can ultimate and find all your forests. So I found out got all my forests, and then it was like, I don't know if it's that Nissa or a different Nissa. Or sorry, I don't know if it's this Liliana or a different Liliana, but they basically made me sacrifice all but one forest every time, and it's like, I really would have liked to keep that. Alright, we got another Brotherhood's End. That is Vraska gone. They shouldn't have any. Okay, they're playing white, so they probably have enchantment removal, but I will take the Liliana underneath the Leyline Binding here rather than somewhere else. Okay, this is just too good. These Brotherhood's End have been chef's kiss. Amazing. What the heck? Yeah, I think that's also another reason why I included it in this deck when I was making it. I was like, Planeswalkers. Brotherhood's End is really good for that reason. Just don't play any Planeswalkers if you're planning to play it. Brotherhood's End and Koth are at odds if you're trying to play a red deck, potentially. Another Liliana. Oh my god, chill out. Get it. You're a fan of Lily. I think we might use a Weatherseed Treaty here, honestly, to get a creature on the battlefield. We could Mondrak, but then they kill our Mondrak. If they discard here, though, they're going down to 2 cards, and we just gotta hope that our cards are better. Yep, what are they gonna discard, I wonder? Okay. I do like Fable here, because it does stuff besides, but we lose, like, we don't get much value out of it, because we don't have many cards in hand, whereas Weatherseed Treaty ramps us. And it eventually creates a token. Yeah, we do this, I think. Experimental Augury. Not a good card to top deck. Though we can drop it to the Lily. On here, proliferating our Lily. We are in danger. Are they gonna be able to ultimate it before we hit in? Because we get the creature next turn, it'll be at 6 power, or 6. Shit. Okay. Maybe we create the sapling? I don't know if we win this. Fucking Liliana. Such a absolute tool. That's so bad. That feels so bad. Fucking no. Okay, GG. We're not gonna top deck our next Brotherhood, and we won't. There goes all of our fucking plane, or like lands. You just ultimate. That's all you do. That's all you have to do, Liliana.
Wipe that smug look off your face.
What? There is no hope of winning against that. I'm like 90% sure. That is irritating. Planeswalker, 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 removal, removal. Proliferate, proliferate. Ah. Let us see. Let's see if we can do better this time. We kind of stuck on lands early there, so hope this one goes smoother. We have like ramp cards, but we can't. We don't seem to be decking into them. There we go. That's what we want. See, then we play the Force, and then we play the Xander's Lounge, and then we hopefully top deck a land. We're cruising along. Probably could add like 1 or 2 more lands to this deck. Yeah, or just top deck like me, like a king. Alright, we got double white, double red, and double green. So we have like any kind of pips that we might need. That is tough. That is actually very tough. Brotherhood's End is not going to be exactly what we want here, I'm not gonna lie. I think we discard one or do we double discard Brotherhood's End? I think we do. I mean, you could get rid of the Slaughter Stinger, which is worth something, but we have a creature on board. Yeah, I think that was the right move. Go ahead, play Mirror Breaker. There's more card filtering next turn, though. Admittedly, Weatherseed Treaty is also a nice option to keep us ramping up into enough lands where we can sweep with White Sun. Because we need 7 mana to sweep with White Sun. We need 7 mana to cast the Herd Migration. No, that's kind of them. Oh, that's not bad. Not bad, not bad. Go ahead, block this, because it's double toxic. Yep, discard. Do we discard anything here? I mean, we have White Sun Zenith lined up, so I don't think we really need to. Because we can just use Weatherseed Treaty here. It does feel awful whenever you Fable and you don't discard anything. It's like, am I making a mistake here? The answer is probably. I'm probably being a little dumb. But I'm known to do that. I'm known to be dumb. Alright, we can block with Fable here. Load Contaminator is nice for them. But we're just gonna sweep the board. They can make their Annex Sentry unblockable with Skrell, which is probably... Opponent? You there, opponent? I mean, sure, opponent. Jetmir's Garden. Do we cycle it? No, I'm kind of a big fan of getting more lands here. Yeah. Bye-bye, everything. Well, we can go ahead and attack in and see if our opponent wants to block. You know, sometimes they do weird things. Like, Not block. Hey, we offered it. Alright, sweep the board, provide lethal in 2 turns. Gains us some life, not bad. Too bad we didn't have Mondrak there, because this would be lethal next turn if we had Mondrak. Generate Rot Priest, that is a card. Rail's Hide is another card. Go ahead, play this. I'll attack. Opponent, not feeling so great. And I can't blame them, because if they did anything, we could just White Sun's Twilight again, and that puts us in a pretty good spot. I know LVD said like White Sun's Twilight. When he was doing his like at the beginning of the set release, he did a video on like top cards for standard. And one of the cards he talked about was White Sun's Twilight. And I was like, what? That's weird. But you have to realize at 7 mana, White Sun's Twilight is crazy good. Like, you sweep the board and then you provide lethal in 2 turns. Like, your opponent has to really develop the board to, or have a sweeper of their own to like get out of that. This is a really good hand, because we have double white for Mondrak, we have Leyline Binding, which we should be able to activate relatively easily here, because we're going to have, like, yeah, okay, maybe not that easily, but relatively easily. That card will provide some problems here. Play Rafine's Tower. We could play the Mountain here and hold up a Abrade, but this card says discard a card if gains indestructible, so. Now, Adeline is something we're going to want to Leyline Binding, I think. Though, honestly, we just need a Mirror Breaker. We need to Mirror Breaker, get some of these dead cards out of our hand. Yeah. What are we going to discard? We have 2 migrations, so we can discard this and a migration. That is crazy. Yeah, we need a sweeper. A sweeper here kills everything besides Adeline. And if we draw into a land in a sweeper, we're good. Opponent here. Well, actually, that's a lie. We don't win. I don't think we win from here. Damn. Block 6 damage. Bloody mono white with a pretty nice curve. We keep the Abrade if we want to be smart about this. Potentially, and then instead discard the Fable? Or maybe I discard Mondrak. I stop holding on to an open dream and discard Mondrak. Okay, we have no double Abrade. Oh, we can play this and play an Abrade. So, we play Abrade here on Intrepid Adversary. I mean, we could wait till their turn to do this, but... yeah, we'll wait until they... okay, we should have waited till their turn, but like, it doesn't really make that much difference. I don't think they're gonna play anything super huge. Okay, well, it's actually kind of good that we played that. Well, we would have just played it in response, because this Intrepid Adversary would have done the same pump. What is the biggest problem on their team right now? Let's find out. So if we don't get rid of the Adeline, we're dead. But if we... yeah. We can get rid of the Intrepid Adversary, but I think we're still dead. We have to get rid of Adeline. Sweeper about now would be good. I can scry 2, which is really bad. So we need a sweeper. Sweeper and another Leyline Binding, honestly. Because this Guardian doesn't die. This damn Guardian doesn't die. Mono white. What we could do... Is this enough to keep us alive? Yeah, we'll do this. I think we can still survive another turn. Miserably, but yeah. Next to combat, no attacks, and turn. We have the Abrade to blow up their intrepid adversary. Huh. Oh no. What do they exile here? The token? Right? Oh, at this point, I don't think it matters what we do. Because we could discard this to gain 3 life, and then we could do this to remove their intrepid adversary. But no matter what we're doing, we're taking 4 damage to the face. Yeah, I will say this deck is probably not the most competitive. But man, we are not... we like top decked all of our sweepers one game, and then the other game, or these games, it feels like we're not top decking any of them. I think we have a full playset. It's just... Oh wait. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What? We made it! Okay. What is the right move? Herd Migration gets us another land, gains us 3 life, and then we play Fable as a blocker. But White Sun's Twilight gives us some, like, late game potential here. Have we already drawed our card for the turn? I think we did. Yeah. I think we just go ahead and play that path. I don't think there's any card that we could top deck here that would be much better than just Herd Migration. Or wouldn't be as guaranteed as like Herd. Well, like the problem is if they top deck a million intrepid adversary, but yeah, let's see. We'll go submit 0. We'll play this Fable the Mirror Breaker. We'll cast this Herd Migration, or discard this Herd Migration now. Oh, holy crap. I thought we didn't have any green up and I was about to like lose my mind. Okay, well, we're just fucking dead. Been a good one, boys. We are mono red, we are mono white, we are mono black, mono blue. Nobody plays mono green because it's fucking trash. Yeah. We'll try and make a mono green deck here eventually, with the new cards. I think it's a bit more playable, but God. That felt bad. Alright, I can't, like, we can't end the video without having Mondrak into, like, either Herd Migration or White Sun. It's Twilight. I don't think we did that yet. Alright, this hand's bad. But, but, if we top deck into an untapped land, we're not doing nearly as bad. Play Jetmir's Garden. It also has like the opportunity for red mana. Nope. Okay, we'll just slowly do our business. I think we Weatherseed Treaty over these Azusas. Azusas are already past their time, or past their prime. Yeah, that's the problem with Azusa's many journey. Many... Many journeys. Ugh, English hard. Okay, we're playing presumably just a straight up zombies deck because they're playing blue and black. I think we can let Jadar go here. Oh wait, we can't do anything. Um, but yeah, we'll just Abrade Jadar. We'll wait until their turn. I could play like Azusa's here, but we don't get that much value besides just some life, which I'm not that particularly interested in. Uh, Maybe they play something better here. We'll hold out. One damage is not gonna kill us. Are you playing ninjas? Unblocked creature, you're gonna ninjutsu in something. That'd be pretty funny. Jadar ninjas. So you just get like a constant stream of these like decayed creatures that you don't care that you bounce them to your hand. Ashnod, resolve. Do we have to play this before they get their Jadar trigger? I do wonder. This may have been a punt. Opponents have double blue. Ashnod's a very interesting one, but it does create zombies. I guess that's part of the fun. Alright, well, we screwed up here. We're gonna take 2 extra damage. Unfortunate. Opponent has a counter spell. Fate. Oh, cool. Alright, I think we maybe Weatherseed Treaty to get a line. Fable. Fable's always better, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what's right to do anymore. This deck is not performing right now. Not performing. Kaido's gonna phase out, so we don't really care that we have this goblin, I don't think. Well, it does ramp us, so maybe we just take it to the face. So we are looking at pretty lethal damages here, but we will be looting with Fable, so hopefully we find removal. We're gonna gamble on the removal here, I think. Perhaps this is a really dumb idea. But we need to get to our end game. Yeah, I think we get rid of the Azuzas. They do gain us life, but I'm more interested in getting some action with other lands going. So we got double white, double red. We'll grab maybe a green. And we can grab a white next time. We'll go ahead and swing in, get ourselves a treasure token. So this puts us 1 away from herd migration, because we can just cast herd migration this turn. No Mondrak for us, my goodness. If you've seen Mondrak 1 game, we actually did get Mondrak with White Sun's Twilight. I forgot. See, like, I can't remember what games we've played with this deck or with like one or more features deals combat damage to a player. You may. Okay. Maybe we get rid of this Kaido.
I got sharp eyes and sharper blades.
We'll let them attack in, and then we'll go ahead and remove the Kaido. We should have a token from Weatherseed Treaty to chump block the Ashnod this next turn. There we go, we get herd migration going. So we should be able to overwhelm our opponents here, some. By some, I mean hopefully a lot. This is pretty devastating in most circumstances, unless our opponent is really leaning into the Planeswalker lifestyle and has some drag unders. I'm thinking like what mass removal would they play? There's not much good in black. No, there is like dysfunction or whatever, the robotic dysfunction. I don't know what it's called. It gives everything -2, -2. That would do pretty good against us, but nope.
This
Oh,
fight is all. Phyrexia has minions, but I have friends.
that's a cool card.
Bet you can't catch us.
Our opponent, though, not feeling so great about. Okay, we play one more game. I swear. I swear, one more. Just one more, ma. Alright. Will we be able to pull off Herd Migration and Mondrak? This is the last game. Though you can see, just like, the power of Domain by itself is pretty good. We're a bit of like a Naya Domain deck, in a way. We just lean into the Domain for the Leyline Binding, the Herd Migration, and then we use a lot of the Naya cards here. We have a Braid open here. We'll play the Swamp. Oh, I should have played the Plains. Okay, well, that's a bit dumb, because if we could have used Leyline Binding if we played the Plains here. Doesn't make too much of a difference, because we don't have any game plan this early on. Opponent has no pump for that, so that is going straight in the bin. They are all out of mana, so they can't use the second ability here, and we can just go ahead and play our game. Alright, we have Leyline Binding as instant speed removal. We got Sweeper spot removal with, or like, some removal with our Abrades here, and then we have mass removal, or sorry, I'm losing my train of thought as I'm also trying to think of what I want to do this turn. We have Abrades for like creature and artifact removal. This hits like anything else, and then this is our Sweeper of choice. Maybe just Leyline Binding it. This is perhaps a greedy Leyline Binding. Yeah, maybe it was greedy, but the Brotherhood's end do not deal with that cleanly. You're not hitting our ramps cards anymore. Mondrak, we can't play. Alright, so maybe we cast Herd, or discard Herd Migration on their turn. Admittedly, we probably should have done it on our turn so we can play Mondrak. No, we wouldn't have been able to. It's fine. But at least if we draw the land here, it wouldn't matter as much. Probably gonna eat a removal spell here. Nope, no instance. Our opponent is playing with no instance. That was really fast. Go ahead, play this. Cast this for 3. We should get 6 mites, which is pretty spooky. Though we should have casted it for 1 less than that. That way we have the ability to make Mondrak indestructible. So this may have been a bit of an oops. I was swinging with all of our tokens, right? All attack. Nope, Mondrak, you stay. We can White Sun's Twilight again, and just give our opponent the lethal look. Yep, we will sacrifice 1. That's fine. There's how many of them? Pay 4, and I think we just win. Because what are they going to do about that? They might have a Sweeper. There's a very small chance that they have one of the mono black Sweepers. Believe it or not, I don't very much care about my 30 life total. There you go. That was not, we never got the Herd Migration combo, but this deck also just, like, works well with the White Sun, or if you're playing Mondrak, jam White Sun Twilight in there. I guarantee it will be a better deck. Maybe. Okay, maybe I don't guarantee that, but let's go ahead, head into the deck tech. and break down what cards we have included, and maybe review like what we could have changed. I don't. Do let me know if you guys have any ideas in the comments for how to make this a bit more reliable, the herd migration and the Mondrak. Perhaps we should just be playing more lands and maybe playing different sweepers, or play like a few of the white sweepers, or just completely swap to the white sweepers and swap to white removal, and then just only have Fable as our red. Those are like some options, but yeah, let's go over the cards. Sort this out again. Did pretty much cover most of them in the intro here, but we have Leyline Binding, it's flash, and this costs 1 less for each basic land type you control, so you can get it down to 1 white mana. Really good removal if you're playing a domain deck. Probably just behind Drag Under, which is a pretty solid freaking sweeper. But this really good at getting those important things at those important moments. Got Abrade here at 2 mana for dealing 3 damage to target creature, and then can we also destroy artifacts. If you're finding you're having more problems with planeswalkers, there are some get out of the way interface. There are some removal spells that also allow you to target planeswalkers. Well, you could use your choice of red spell here, but there is a 2-cost one here where we have Strangle as a 1, but it's not instant. So you probably don't want to play Strangle here. That would be my say. But you could also play Cathartic Pyre as another way of card filtering, and allows you to also hit planeswalkers. So that might be an improvement in this deck here with in terms of replacing Abrade. We also have Azusa's Many Journeys here. We saw it come to like relevance a little bit and towards the end of or like that last game or so. We managed to actually have it on turn 2. You can usually get it out on turn 2 if it's in your starting hand, because you probably have at least 1 basic and 1 tap, or like 1 tap land maybe. So in that case, it's really good. It also gains you life and gives you a body, so really it's a pretty high value card. It just really sucks when you have it and you don't have another land, and you'd much rather be playing like something like Fable or Weatherseed Treaty. So yeah, potentially maybe you cut a few of these and swap it out for something a little bit more impactful in this game. Fable Mirror, tons of value with Mondrak. We saw it pop off there. I think it was in the second game. I can't really remember well, but doubles up the tokens, doubled up the treasures, and then the treasures help us also pay for Mondrak's indestructibility thing here, because it can say sack 2 artifacts and or creatures to put an indestructible counter on it. So that is pretty huge. And then the back side of it is not super relevant, but it's nice because what we can do is we can just copy one of our beasts from herd migration so that we don't actually attack in with the reflection, but we still have the 3/3 attacker. Could also copy a Might if you're just going for the toxic kill. Brotherhood and put in a lot of work against those planeswalkers, but wasn't quite enough. So yeah, maybe we need to swap out those Abrades is one thing I would say. Just a really good sweeper here though, because it also hits planeswalkers for 3 damage. But it doesn't necessarily kill any like 4 toughness things, so you might have problems with your Shieldrids. In that case, you might want to go for like, or whoops. Oh, I meant to go white here. We have Destroy Evil here, which is probably a good option. And then you also have your Depopulate as like another option for sweeper. It is more expensive, doesn't hit planeswalkers, is the problem. But if we swap out this for more like planeswalker targeted stuff, then you might not have a problem. We're also just playing the full color pie, so if you want to try and experiment with like the options of like black removal, there is that. But I think it's helpful that we lean into specific colors in this deck, especially because we have double pips here with Mondrak. So maybe swapping out for more white cards and just leaning into that white a little bit harder might be a better option than playing Brotherhood's End. Weatherseed Treaty helps us complete domain and ramp, searching up lands, creates tokens for chump blocking and keeping us in the game until we can actually cast our high cost stuff, and then pump stuff up so that we can do a little bit more damage. But mainly here for the ramp, and kind of the token is nice. Mondrak, obviously included in here for the token synergies with Herd Migration and White Sun's Twilight. Doubles up the tokens, we can make it indestructible relatively easily if we have any other board presence, but if it's by itself, it's a little sad. A nice combo with Brotherhood End though, because it does 3 damage and this is 4 toughness, so often you can actually keep your Mondrak around, which is kind of big if you want to sweep and not have this indestructible. So there is that problem with playing to populate in the deck. And then Herd Migration, the second part of it is also important in this deck because, well, regaining the life is nice and searching up lands when we just need to get double pips for White Sun's Twilight. And that's going to be it for today's video. Let me know if you guys would have any changes to the deck. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I will catch you all in the next one. Have a nice morning, evening, night, afternoon, whenever and wherever you're watching. Ciao.